Wham! Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
And good Saturday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to catch my drift here at Wham Talk 1600 and later today at rednationrising.us. You'll catch it on podcast Saturday and Sunday evenings. So check it out there. And it's we've been doing 5 years of deplorable radio now. Who knew? I've been deplorable since long before it was fashionable to be deplorable, I guess. So anyway, it's Guy Fawkes Day today, or maybe as the French say, Guy Fawkes Day, and I want to thank Rich Hoffman last hour for doing a great job of explaining a little bit about Guy Fawkes Day and why it's celebrated. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today, too, because, the Guy Fawkes mask is what people see for Anonymous and WikiLeaks sometimes. That's all kind of tied together, and I was hoping that some of the information would be leaked today, and it looks like it is, and we're going to talk about that too. But let's take care of a little business. Our sponsor this half hour, Burroughs Roadhouse, 810-227-6000. That's 810-227-6000. Or you can check them out online, www.burroughs, Burroughs-roadhouse.com. Coupons in the Current newspaper. You go to currentonline.com, and you can pull off coupons there. Great place for comedy Fridays and Saturday nights here in November. I'm actually going tonight. Mike Brody is the comic tonight and was last night and tonight. And so you might catch me up there tonight if you head up that way. So give them a call. You have to make reservations because they really do sell out kind of early. 810-227-6000. Jim runs a great restaurant up there, so go see him. There's coupons. It's a great steakhouse, and it's got a lot of great atmosphere. It's just a really nice place. It's definitely a destination restaurant. So if you're not doing anything tonight, head up to Burroughs Roadhouse, and maybe you'll see me there. 810-227-6000. All right, so what we do on the Drift radio show is go over the news that we've put on the Daily Drift, and it's the place that you need to go to get the news that you need to know and share on your social media. So make sure you're doing that. I wanted to take care of a little question here. Listener Perry was asking me about the Electoral College, and I've run into this quite a bit too. People say, I'm not going to vote, it doesn't count, the Electoral College makes all the decision, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, your vote does count, and we've seen how a lot of races, locally, state, and even national, can sometimes come down to single votes. So your vote does count, people. And so I ran this off of the internet. What is the Electoral College? You can do it yourself. Just Google it up. The Electoral College is made up of 538 electors who cast votes to decide the president and vice president of the United States. When you, the voter, go to the poll on Tuesday, you will be choosing which candidate received those states' electors. Okay, so it is up to you. The candidate who receives a majority of electoral votes wins the presidency. And the electoral votes for your state are decided by the majority, okay, of who wins the popular poll in your state. So your votes do count, folks. The Electoral College is not some magnanimous Illuminati group who makes the decisions with or without you. Now, that being said, on social media today, there was a state of Washington elector, Democratic elector, who said, I'm not voting for Hillary no matter what. Well, I think some states you have no choice but to follow the lead or you face jail time, whatever. But your votes count, and I want you all to realize that on Tuesday, if you have not already voted absentee or early balloted in your state, be ready to vote Tuesday. Go early. Get it over with. If you're voting for Trump, please wear red. This is crucial because this is how we're going to have poll spotters trying to figure out if we're being cheated or not. If 70% of the people coming are wearing red, we know we should be getting 70% votes for Trump out of that precinct. So it's vital that if you're going to the polls on Tuesday, please wear red. Spread that around to your friends. Spread that out on Facebook. Spread that out on Twitter and all the other social media. Wear red on Tuesday. And even if you voted, wear red to show your support around and remind everybody to do it, friends and family. This is a crucial, crucial election. We say this every 4 years, right? It's a crucial election. Listen to me, folks. I got to tell you, this election makes or breaks the USA as we know it. Okay? It makes or breaks us. This is what's going on. And for those of you who are feeling a little down, oh, Trump can't win, ignore those polls. Even when the polls are good, ignore them. You use every minute you have to try and drum up one more vote, whether it's a friend, a family, an independent, somebody you know, and even if it's a Democrat, a union guy who's normally, tell them that his lifestyle depends on this. 8 years of Hillary Clinton, and make no doubt about it, if she wins 4, she will have and there will never be another Republican president. Period, because she's going to open the borders and bring in refugees, and they're all going to vote Democrat. Okay, it's that simple. That's what we're getting down to. But Derek, let's start the show out on an optimistic note. Let's go with track 1, and this is Professor Helmut Norpoth being interviewed, I think, by Tucker Carlson, actually, who's got a new show coming out on Fox. This guy has been accurate for like longer than anybody when it comes to elections. You got that track ready? Let's play this.
Well, he's a professor with a remarkable record of predicting election outcomes. And despite what recent polls say and what everyone in Washington and on television is saying, this Real Clear Politics poll, including this one, this man is sticking by his prediction of a Trump victory. Here to explain is Stony Brook University professor Helmut Norpoth. Professor, it's great to see you.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you are almost alone.
Yes.
Among academics, predicting a Trump win, not because you're coming out for Trump, but because you have a model that you believe leads to the conclusion he's going to win. Tell us about this model. How have you arrived at this conclusion?
Well, there are 2 things. Okay, the model is called the primary model, so I take into account primary elections, real elections, how the candidates are performing, and I can track primaries for about 100 years, since 1912. So it's quite a set of elections.
Yes.
And it usually turns out that the candidate who does better in his party's primaries or her party primaries beats the other guy who does less well. And so in this election, the primaries that I'm relying on, it's only New Hampshire and South Carolina.
Yes.
Donald Trump came out on top, better than Hillary Clinton in the Democratic race. And
that seems like a fair measure. And what's the other one? What's the other
one? Is what I call the swing of the pendulum, the tendency after, let's say, 2 terms of the White House party being in office,
yes,
that there's a change. And I can track that actually for a longer period of time, for almost 200 years. And that also gives a prediction that Republicans are favored this year.
So a lot of us in the TV business make predictions, and we say it, and we say we believe it. But do we really believe it? Mm-hmm. Do we believe it enough to bet on it? Do you believe your prediction enough to put your money in a legal way in a betting market behind your prediction?
Yes, I have. I've gone all in the Iowa market, which is sort of the oldest prediction market, where it's legal to do that. And I bought shares for the Republican candidate way a long time ago, and I'm sticking with it.
So with 18 days to go, are you still confident?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So don't listen to the polls. And when we talk about the rigged, Donald Trump is always saying that the system is rigged. You know the media is rigged. It's rigged. Even this show, I'm rigged. I'm biased toward Trump. Sorry, if you haven't figured that out yet, you must not be listening. But the media is rigged, and the media is empowered by the D.C. elite, and that's why they want a Hillary Clinton presidency. It's that simple, folks. There was a report out last week, 97% of the Donald Trump news was all bad. That's not fair and balanced. That's as biased as it gets. Even Fox News is biased because you know what? They're run by people who will make more money with the establishment being in control. The elites do not want a Donald Trump. That alone should tell you you're voting for the right guy. When the media hates them, when the Democrats hate them, when the Republican establishment hates them, you know that's the right person to be voting for. That's simple. How about track 2, Derek? This is a kind of an interesting article. And these are always, you can find these at thedailydrift.com, folks. It's the news you need to know. Make sure you're going there. You got track 2? Let's listen to what artificial intelligence says about the upcoming election.
The polls that put Hillary Clinton ahead of Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump are wrong. That's according to an artificial intelligence system that's managed to predict the last 3 general elections correctly. The AI called MOG-IA was developed by Indian entrepreneur Sanjeev Rai and takes into account information from Google, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube in the US, then analyzes it to create predictions. Data such as engagement with tweets or Facebook Live videos have been tracked. The result is that Trump has overtaken the engagement numbers of Barack Obama's peak in 2008, the year he came into power, by 25%. Rai said that the candidate in each election who has leading engagement data ends up winning the elections. Most polls, however, put Clinton in the lead, and if this AI system is correct, it would be a big surprise. The model is not foolproof, however. At the moment, it's unable to understand sentiment, so even if Trump has more engagement, it might not be positive. Either way, the AI software thinks the race is closer than it seems.
Okay, so, and if it can't gauge sentiment, you and I can gauge sentiment. You know what the sentiment of the people of the United States is right now. They're angry, they want change, and a good many of them know that Hillary is not right for change. She is more of the same. Even those people that supported Bernie are having trouble supporting Hillary because they know she threw Bernie under the bus. The WikiLeaks has exposed how corrupt the establishment is. And yet, and here we saw Bernie just fall right into the same trap, and he lost and instead took his extra house payment. Got a third house now. Bernie, you don't represent the people when you get a third house given to you because of the money you got from the Clinton Foundation, right? This is what's going on, folks. Watch those WikiLeaks. And I was doing it this morning. You can actually go into the WikiLeaks and read all those emails. Now, there's thousands and thousands of them. Even if the media was honest, they couldn't look at them all. But you can look at keywords that you think of that bring up corruption or something you want to put it into the WikiLeaks search bar, and you will pull up thousands of emails from Podesta, and you can scroll through them and pick them. I did this morning, and I found 2 or 3 that were just astounding, and I put them up on WikiLeaks for other people to see. That's our job. As the new media, it's our job to go into WikiLeaks and look at that information, get it out there, because the media doesn't want you to know that. That's what's going on. So with this latest Wienergate thing, and we're finding out that the first authorities that get hold of Anthony Weiner's laptop was the New York City Police Department. Now, the NYPD got hold of this, and this is what the theory is. There's information is being tight because DOJ does not want this information to come out, but it is leaking because the New York Police Department is so angry about what they found on that laptop that they're the ones, allegedly, who forced Comey's hand on putting the email probe back into order. And what they said was, we've got copies of this. We see it. There's classified information, but there's even dirtier stuff on here that should not stand and should not be allowed to continue. And so they threatened him and said, open that investigation up and get some timely indictments, or we're going to leak it out anyways. And unfortunately for the FBI and the DOJ and Barack and Hillary, it is leaking out. We've got a track from Eric Prince. Now, Eric Prince did an audio interview with Breitbart. And Eric Prince is the founder of Blackwater, which is the security firm that you saw a lot of in Iraq. They pick up a lot of federal contracts. He's kind of an insider, but not really an insider. He's not well liked in Washington. Derek, you got that first track ready. These are a couple of long, so listen, because this is vitally important. He's got sources inside the New York City Police Department. And this is what he's got to say about what was found on Anthony Weiner's laptop. Go ahead and run it.
No, it's first of all, your thoughts on this, the FBI saying 99% chance. Multiple agencies hacked Hillary's email server.
Sure. I mean, it's not like the foreign intelligence agencies leave a thank you note after they've hacked and stolen your data.
We've requested that, and they never oblige for some reason.
For some reason not. But, I want to give color on why the FBI, why Comey had to do that last week.
Yeah, please do.
Because of Wienergate and the sexting scandal, the NYPD started investigating it through a subpoena, through a warrant. They searched his laptop and sure enough found those 650,000 emails. They found way more stuff than just the more information pertaining to the inappropriate sexting the guy was doing. They found State Department emails. They found a lot of other really damning criminal information, including money laundering, including the fact that Hillary went to this sex island with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Bill Clinton went there more than 20 times. Hillary Clinton went there at least 6 times. The amount of garbage that they found in these emails of criminal activity by Hillary, by her immediate circle, and even by other Democratic members of Congress was so disgusting. They gave it to the FBI, and they said, we're going to go public with this if you don't reopen the investigation and you don't do the right thing with timely indictments. I believe, I know, and this